Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to a brand new Roblox Studio video. My name is Floppy, and in today's video we will be going over how to create a simulator door/gate system in Roblox Studio. This type of system is seen in a number of Roblox games, most commonly in simulators. How the system works is a player must have a certain amount of currency to be able to purchase access to walk through the door. In this tutorial, we go over 4 different scripts which help make the system function correctly. This includes a data saving script which saves the player's data such as currency or doors that they have previously purchased, the main purchase function, and a few other things which help everything run smoothly. So for starters, we want to make sure our Explorer and properties are enabled. If our Explorer and properties are not enabled, head up to the dot bar here, click on View, and enable Explorer and properties, and they should show up somewhere over your screen. So now that you've enabled your Explorer and properties, that is all done. Excellent. We're now going to move on to the main data saving script. This is basically going to be controlling the player's data, saving the stats each time they're going to leave the server, because it's no good gaining some stats or opening a couple of worlds and then leaving the server and joining back, and you've got to restart all from the beginning. So in this script here, this is basically going to be controlling the data and all the saving that is actually going to be happening inside of the game for each player. So we firstly want to head over here to Server Script Service, click on the plus button next to Server Script Service and insert a normal script. So now that you've inserted a script inside of your Server Script Service, you now want to go down to the description of this video, copy and paste the code that is in the description, bring it back to Roblox Studio, remove all the previous code. The script is going to be called Data Saving Script, Script 1, bring it back to Roblox Studio, remove all the previous code, and then paste in the new code. Now, as you guys can see, this is quite a long script with a total of 95 lines, but this basically controls all our data. Now, there's not much you need to change here, only if you really would like to, but for this tutorial, we're just going to leave everything how it is. But there's nothing major you need to go and change. It's only if you're wanting to change a name of your currency. So what I mean by this is usually in a game, you're either given coins or cash or gold or gems or whatever. That is all a currency. So right here, on line 9, we are identifying our coins currency. So right here, this is where you can go and change coins to whatever you want your currency to be called. So let's say you're working with gold, then you'd go and change that to gold. But now let's say you've gone and changed that to gold, you need to go and change that every single other place where it has previously said coin. Only the blue and the green coins you need to go and change. You do not need to go and change the dull or grey coins. That doesn't matter about those. But any of the gold, any of the green or blue coins, you need to go and change. So for example, let's say down here in player data, we go and change coins to gold. Then down here on here, change coins to gold. Same thing over here, change coins to gold. And I've gone and noted it all here so you can easily go and find the areas where you need to go and change it. So you just change those few things and then it's really done and dusted, and that's your currency gone and changed. Now, you'll be able to see, I'm going to keep this as coins though, so I'm going to reverse everything that we previously did, but you can go and adjust your currency to your preference and whatever you want it to be called. If you've already got a data saving script, then you just obviously need to kind of work around that one, but there is another stat that I've included in this script, which we are going to be using to control our doors and our doors opening and our doors saving. So as you can see here, we've got the coins, but then we've also got the gate value now, or should I say gate leader stat. Now basically what we're doing here is when we are actually buying these doors, we are buying and increasing our leader stats. So how it is going to be work is we're going to be working around the leader stats with our doors. So for example, later on, we're going to go through a script which basically goes through and sees, okay, if your gate value is 1, then that door will be open. If your gate value is 2, then that door will be open. Now, basically how it is going to work, for example, let's say I had my door right here, okay? I've got my little bit of a button that I can click here to go and open this door. When a player goes and clicks onto our little button over here that is going to be purchasing it, here's our little button. If a player goes and clicks on that, basically what's going to happen, it's going to deduct or remove the previous coins or the cost that the wall costs to actually get through, the actual main cost. But then when it removes the cost, it is also going to be adding a stat into our gate stat. And this is basically what can help us control what doors are open at that time. This is going to be helping us when we are actually saving the data of the gates, so that when you join back in, any previous gates or doors that you've unlocked are going to be the same, meaning that you will not have to start from the beginning and open all the gates again. It is going to be saved. So let's say you went and bought this gate last time. When you join back, that gate will no longer be there. Now that's basically what we're doing here. That's why we've got this other leader stat here. We've got the gate leader stat, and basically that we just add a currency onto our gate. But I'll explain that more later on. Anyway, I wouldn't suggest going and adjust anything from the gate side. So basically the gate value is put inside of the hidden leader stats, which is going to be hidden from the players. Normal players are not going to even know it's there, simply because it's not going to be showing up here. Only the coins is going to be accessible or displayed when you actually go and run the game. Anyway, hopefully that gives you a little bit more of a demonstration, a better idea of how this data script works. So now that you've completed adjusting the service script and the data saving script, we are now going to move on to the creation of our main, I guess you could call them gates or doors. I'm just going to call them doors for this tutorial because I'm changing between gates and doors. I don't know what really sounds better or what kind of describes them best. I guess gates and doors work fine, but I'm just going to call them doors. Anyway, here's our door, and what we're going to be doing for this tutorial, I'm going to have 3 different doors. So this is going to be door 1, that's going to be door 2, and this will be door 3. So let's say you had this in a simulator. This could be the main spawn world, it could be the park, this could be the beach, and then that could be a snowy land, for example. So that's kind of what divides the areas. Anyway, so we've got our main doors here, and what we want to go do, we want to go and change their name accordingly so we can keep track of which one is which. So I'm going to go and change the name there. Door 1 to door 2, then door 3, just like that. You want to make sure that these parts do not have the same name. Anyway, those are our doors. We want to make sure that we go and anchor them. And now I'm really just going to be creating the doors. Obviously, you can go and change things accordingly. Colors, transparency, shape, really whatever. Anyway, we've got our main doors here, and now basically how the system is going to be working is a player is going to be clicking a button. But how this button works is it is not just a, well, you can have it like this. It is not. I'm going to be having a little bit different, but it's not going to be a boring old button that's just sitting there that you go and click and then it purchases it. Our button is going to be working on the actual screen here, but I'll get to that in a second. But anyway, it's going to be controlled by a button. So for example, we'll go and let's just go and create our button now. I feel that would be a good start before we move on to anything else. So this is going to be our main button that the players are going to be clicking, and then when they click it, then they are going to purchase the door if they have enough currency. So this is going to be our button, and I'm going to go and change this to click part, simply because this is going to be what the players are clicking. You can go and duplicate this and move this along, but I wouldn't suggest it as of right now because we're going to do everything that we need to in this button right here regarding code and everything else, and then we'll move on to, and we can easily just duplicate it and move it along. Anyway, we've got our click part there. And now what we're going to do, I'm going to click on the plus button and insert a click detector because that's what we need for the button to be actually, make it clickable so that the player can click it. We've got our click detector, and then I'm going to insert a normal script. We'll get back to the script here in a second, but that should be good for now. Now with our click part, I'm going to go to the parent here and change the click part to our door. The reason I'm doing this is simply because when it comes to actually the system checking if the player has the correct amount of coins when they join back, or the gate value, it will then easily just remove the door. We just have one command or one line of script that simply removes just the door itself and everything inside of it. Instead of us having everything all over the show and unorganized, all the system does is it runs the code, it looks, okay, that player has above 1 gate leader stat, everything right here gets deleted. Not having to go and change and delete 1,000 different things that are all separated around the map. And that's simply because our click part is inside of our door. Anyway, there's our click part. And now you can really go and customize it to however you would like. I'm going to go over a little bit of a small customization. I feel what looks good and what I would highly recommend for anyone who wants to make their simulator door look extremely good. So feel free to follow along if you are wanting to see me customize my wall and kind of get a couple ideas on, customize my door and see whatever you would like. But anyway, I'm going to quickly go and customize this here. Go and make it quite straightforward. So anyway, this is going to kind of be like a little bit of a button. I'm going to insert a surface GUI, and we want to actually go and put this part in our part inside of our main door there. Going to go back to our surface GUI, click on the plus button, and I'm going to insert a text label. I'm going to move this over. This is really for decoration. You don't necessarily really need to have this, but I'm just going to do this for the purpose of the video. Text scaled, and this is just going to be called by, and I'm going to go and change the font just like that. So now that is our by prop button, I guess you could say, and obviously make sure to go and anchor it. Anyway, so now basically what is going to be happening is I'm going to be putting this button over our buy button. So now as you guys can see, I've gone and moved my click part that is holding the click detector right on top of the Surface GUI. But now basically what I'm going to be doing, simply because this has our click detector and this is what the player is going to be clicking, to make it look like they're clicking the buy button, I'm going to go and set it to transparency of 1. So if I go and minimize that down slightly more, it doesn't really matter. Now you're able to see that actually the buy button looks like you're clicking on the buy button. So for example, I'll quickly go join in and show you an example. Let's say I click play here now. Nothing is going to work, but you'll be able to see if I go and join into the game here, you can see there is our coins. Our gate leader stat is nowhere to be seen because it is put in a hidden stat leader, hidden folder. And basically what I mean by this is you can see there's 2 different folders. Leader stats is that, and then hidden leader stats is that right there. It's like a separate folder. Anyway, so you're able to see now, if I go and get close to our wall here, I'm able to, you can see the cursor changes when I go over our click detector. And obviously when I go and click that, then it is obviously going to, if I've got enough coins, then I'm going to be able to buy that and everything else will be removed. But anyway, that is how our buy button is going to be working in this tutorial. We've just got a part, Surface GUI, and then another part that goes on top of it, which is going to be holding a click detector. Anyway, that's enough hovering around from me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to now actually go and make the system work. So I'm going to head over to our button. I'm going to go to our click detector and I'm going to open up the script. So now that we've opened up the script, we want to go down to the description of this video, copy and paste script 2. It's going to be called code to purchase doors. You want to go and copy that in, bring it back to Roblox Studio, remove all the previous code, and then paste in the new code. Now you can see there's probably more writing text. Oh goodness me, there's probably more writing text from me than actual code, but that's just so if you are a little bit lost and you're wanting to know a little bit more about the code, you can obviously, because this is where you're going to be adjusting a majority of your things. So you can go and follow along there if you are still a little bit confused. But anyway, I'm going to go over the script here now. And this is basically our main purchasing script. This is what the player is going to be clicking. When the player clicks on that click detector, it is then going to run all of this. So anyway, we've now gone and identified our local cost. So our cost for that to open up this door is going to be 200 coins. Now something to also keep in mind, you do need a way for a player to get coins, if that's by a coin, you know, spawning around the map, or if that's by them purchasing something, it's up to you. But you do need a way for them to actually get currency. Anyway, so that is our local cost. So the player will need 200 coins to be able to purchase this door and click on that. Then we're identifying the door. So the local door is script.parent.parent.parent because we have got the script.theparent.theparent.theparent, and that is basically going back to our door 1. So script.parent.parent.parent, script.parent.parent.parent, and that goes back to our door that identifies our door. Local event. Now we're going to be getting this to here very soon. I'll explain more on this event here shortly. We'll pass over this for now, but that is going to be the next thing that we add right after we've gone through just kind of the script here. Anyway, then we've got a local notification, or noti notification. Basically what this is our button GUI, or our Surface GUI that we created just earlier, that is going and identifying our notification. I've gone and changed it to notification because that's basically where text is going to display saying you don't have enough currency if the player doesn't have enough. If they try to attempt to purchase the door there and they don't have enough currency, the notification is going to be shown on their buy button right there, and then it will change back to what it was originally. But anyway, we'll get to that also here in a little bit, but that is your notification GUI right there. And if you followed along with what I've actually gone and done, then and followed naming things and putting it in the correct place, then you will not have to adjust any of this. But basically, you just go from the script. We'll go with it for this one. So we go to the script.theparent to the part, to the Surface GUI, and then to the text label. If you go in and change this part to something else that is holding the Surface GUI, go and change that accordingly right there. Anyway, we kind of gone through our variables, or also I guess you could call them shortcuts. We then go to line 6, script.parent.mouse click connect function player. So that basically creates a function when the player goes and actually clicks on the click detector. Then it identifies, we've got some more variables here, local coins equals player.leaderstats.coins. Now basically what this is where we're getting the player from is from the script.parent the function is from a player. So that is what we're classing our player as. The person who went and clicked on the click detector is our player. Then it goes local coins equals player.leaderstats.coins. So it goes to the player that clicked our part or our click detector, goes to the player, their leader stats, remember in our leader stats, and then it goes to the coins. Now this basically grabs the coins that we're going to be using and adjusting and deducting from. Then here it goes local gate, and this identifies our gate value or our gate leader stats that are inside of our hidden leader stats, which I also showed you just before. Player.hiddenstats.gate. Then if coins.value is greater than or equal to the cost, then coins.value equals coins.value minus the cost. Now to go over this again, if our coins value is greater or equal to our cost or equal to 200, then coins.value, our coins from our leader stats, the value, which the value could be anything, it could be 1,000, equals coin.value. It goes, now we're it's almost like a little bit of math. We're currently starting with the coins.value, so our current value of our coins equals our coins.value, our current value, minus our cost. So it is minusing the 200 from our coins.value if our coins.value is greater or equal than our cost. It's a little bit of a mind buggle, but hopefully that has gone and made a little bit of sense there. Anyway, same thing here, gate.value equals gate.value 1. Now, thankfully, we're not checking if we already have a gate value simply because there is no need to. Basically, what happens here, it goes gate.value, exactly what happened here with the coins.value, gate from our hidden stats, equals gate.value plus 1. But now this time we are adding one gate value into our gate value. Basically, this is now saying, okay, you have now gone and unlocked the first gate, and now this stat is going to be saved into our data store, into our saving stats that we set up a little bit earlier. And now this is kind of telling a future script that, okay, they already have one value, so go and remove that door when they join into the server. And then also the event fire client, we'll get to that here soon, but basically this destroys the door or deletes the door when the player has gone and clicked, and this is all run here first. And once that is all run here nice and easily and, oh goodness me, and smoothly, then it is going to fire the client to the player in the door. Anyway, else, basically what this means, if the coins value is not, if none of this is right and whatnot, or the player doesn't have enough value, or hold on, let me reframe this. If they click onto the click detector with the mouse click and the function and whatnot, and if their coins value is not greater or equal than 200, then, or else, it is then going to be changing our notification text, this text right here, to not enough coins, full stop, you need the cost, so ... the cost is the 200, you need 200 coins, and then you could maybe say to unlock this area. It's completely up to you, but this is where you can go and adjust it between these two. Don't go and adjust anything here. If you don't want the ... cost, basically identifying the cost, then just delete all of that and then just type whatever. But I mean, for this tutorial, we're just going to be keeping it just like that. So you can go and adjust what you want your text to say if the player doesn't have enough coins. This is basically like the error message, I guess you could say. Basically saying, okay, you don't have enough coins, you need so many amount of coins to pass or unlock this wall or whatever. After 2 seconds, it then goes and changes back to buy, exactly what we have right there, right now. So it goes, so if a player clicks on this and they don't have enough currency, it will change to our error message. And then after that, after 2 seconds, it's going to change back to this text right here. Now, obviously, if you have a different default text, for example, maybe purchase, you go and change that right here. So anyway, that kind of goes over the main purchase script there. Hopefully that has made a little bit of sense, but I'm going to go and now focus on the remote event, or the event that I never mentioned here in line 3. I'll come back to the script and explain basically what happens here soon. So anyway, I'm now going to go and create the remote event. Now we need this remote event to be able to actually make the script work correctly. So we're going to head over here to we'll close the workspace and the script service and all of this. We're going to head over to replicated storage, and now I'm going to search up remote event, just like that. And then we want to go and change the remote event to, we're going to change this to, let's go door event. Let's call it door event, just like that, because basically that is going to be what is going to be triggering the, I guess you could say, the removal of our current door that we've just gone and purchased. So there's door event inside of replicated storage. we now want to head down to Starter Player. We want to go to Starter Player Scripts. We're going to click on the plus button and insert a local script. So now that you've inserted a local script inside of your Starter Player Scripts, you want to go down to the description of this video, copy and paste script 3. It's going to be called something like remote event script. Go and copy that, bring it back to Roblox Studio, remove all the previous code, and then paste in the new code. Now you can see this is a very basic script, and there's not much to it, and you may think, why don't I just put this in the other script? I'll explain that exactly right now, but I'm going to go over this script here and this code here first before I go and explain why we are doing this. Anyway, so we've got the local script, we've got the code. So here on line 1 it goes local event equals game.replicatorStorage wait for child door event. Now basically what this is doing is this is identifying our event that we went and created in our replicated storage. So it goes to the game, to the replicated storage folder, it waits for the child because our door event or the remote event is a child of our replicated storage. The parent of our door event is our replicated storage, so it is or I guess you could call it a child. Anyway, we wait for our child and we wait for the door event. Obviously, if you went and changed your door event or your remote event to something else, you go and change that accordingly. Let's say you called it Bob. You go and change your remote event to Bob, but we've gone and named it door event, so I'm going to keep it as door event. Then it goes event on client event connect. It then creates a function and then it destroys the door. So it goes door destroy, and this is basically event which is going to destroy our door completely and delete it from that player's game. Now the reason why, you're probably thinking, okay, you're just destroying the door. Why can't we do that here in this script? That is simply because if we had to go and remove this part here and do door, event destroy and brackets and whatnot, it is going to delete the door for every single player, which is not what we want. We don't want one person to have 1,000 currency, purchase the first door, and then they are allowing every single other person in the server to have access to that door. What I mean by this is, but let's say Jerry is running along here. He now goes and buys the wall, the event, all of this happens, he's given the gate value, yada yada yada. It then destroys the door. What happens, this destroys the door for not just him, but every single person in the server. That is why we've gone and inserted a remote event, simply because we want it to be just a client-sided situation. We don't want the door to be deleted for every single player. Now, basically, that's why we've got our remote event here, our door event, and that's why it is configured here in a local script, because we are not wanting every single person in the server to have the door removed. We're just wanting it to be a client-sided or a client or a player kind of situation where it's only for that single player and it's not for the rest of the server. That's why we've got the door event, and that's why we've got the local script inside of our starter player scripts. Now hopefully that's kind of cleared up a little bit more information, but back to our script that I said I was going to mention earlier. Local event equals game.replicatorStorage wait for child door event, exactly what we had in the script right there. So then it goes event, and then when the event is fired, it then goes over to our local script, and then this happens when that event has been fired, because remember in here on line 3, it went event on client event. When the event has been triggered or fired, it then destroys the door. So hopefully that's given you a little bit more of a better idea on what we're doing with our remote event and why we are firing clients and firing events, etc. Anyway, so that kind of gives you a little bit of a better idea, and now that is our purchasing situation, our purchasing script completely done. And now if we had to go join into the game and we had to go and purchase it, it would all work fine and there'd be no issues. Obviously you just need a way to get your currency. Got a main money cube there. I'm going to go and click on team test to go and check it out. Alright, we are now in the server. I've got my little money cube here, and now I'm going to go and just stand by the money cube so I can get 200 coins. Let's get 300, there we go. Now basically, I should have started off with no currency to show you that the error message works. But anyway, it will show that here a little later on. But anyway, so we've got our 300 coins, we've got our money there. Now if I go and click on to our little buy button here with our click detector, you'll be able to see, I click on it, and now the wall and everything inside of the wall disappears. You're able to see that not just the wall or the door disappeared, the button and that I think it was called Surface GUI also got removed. And now you can see I can move on, I can move into the, for example, beach area, and now I can get some more currency to go and purchase this wall. So now you can see that is basically meaning that the main wall or the main door purchase is working correctly, meaning we can move on to the last system, which basically is checking what our current I guess you could say our current gate value is, and then that will determine on which gates or which doors are already opened when we join into the server. Just something else I thought I should show you is just how the error message works. So I've currently got 100 coins. I will not be allowed access. Not enough coins. You need 200 coins. So we're now going to move on to the final system for today. And this is basically the system that is checking how much gate value you have. And if your gate value is more than 1 or something, then that wall will be removed. And it's kind of like almost like a bit of a saving wall situation, but it's all determined on gate value. Anyway, so we're going to head over to our starter player scripts, click on the plus button, and insert a local script. Now you can leave this as local script, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's not going to affect anything, but if you want to keep it a little bit more organized, feel free to go and change the names accordingly. For example, you could change this one to event, and you can really go and change this one to anything, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, but we're going to leave that just like that. So now that you've inserted the script inside of starter player scripts, you want to head down to the description of this video, copy and paste the code that's in the description, bring it back to Roblox Studio. It's going to be called script 4. This is going to be called something like, probably something like loop script or door checker script, something to that phrase. But anyway, go down to the description, copy in that code, bring it back to Roblox Studio, remove all the previous code, and then paste in the new code. Now you can see this script looks relatively basic, and that's because it is. Now basically how the system works is I'm going to go through the code here, but there's thankfully nothing too much you need to change, but there again it really depends on what you've gone and changed everything to. But anyway, I'm going to go over the code here just so you can kind of get a little bit of a better idea on how this all actually works. So anyway, on line 1 it basically identifies our local player. So our local player is game.players.localPlayer. We are the local player. Line 3, it goes local function. This creates like a bit of an extra function, which we eventually call down there. So local function, and everything that happens inside of this function is happening right there. Then it goes while true do. This is basically like a bit of a loop, something that you would use when you're trying to loop something, and that's what we are doing here. So it goes while true do, and that is basically looping something. Local gate value, we identify what our gate value is. So our gate value is player. Wait for child, hidden leader stats, that goes to our hidden leader stats that we were talking about before, and then it goes to the gate, and then it goes to the value of our gate value, I guess you could say. It goes to the value of our gate value that we add that one leader stat to. Then it waits 1 second. This is our 1 second delay. This basically means that this system is running every 1 second, and if there are any movements or any changes are made with our value, then it can easily be quickly updated. So I've got it at 1. You can go and make it more quicker, but I feel 1 second is pretty reasonable. Then it prints out in our output just so that we can actually see that it is working all correctly. This prints waited 1 second, and that just shows in our output, but I'll show you how you can access that here soon. So basically how this works, it goes if gate value, then it then identifies our local door 1. If you went and changed the name of door 1, the one that we created over here, you then want to go and change that accordingly. Same thing here with door 2, door 3, etc. Go and change these names right there if you did go and change them and you didn't name them door 1, door 2, door 3. Then it goes if gate value is greater or equal than 1, then door 1 destroyed. Now basically what this is doing is if the gate value is greater or equal than 1, then door 1, this door that we identified up here, is going to be destroyed, and basically I guess you could say deleted from our game. Not deleted from the entire game for every single person in the game, it's just deleted in our game, a client's game, the player's game, not the entire server. And that basically what is configuring, or I guess you could say controlling, when you join into the server, is your gate value greater or equal than 1? If so, then door 1 is then destroyed. The exact same thing happens here with door 2. If gate value is greater or equal than 2, then door 2 is then going to be destroyed and deleted from that player's game. The exact same thing happens here with door 3. If the gate value is greater or equal than 3, then the door is also destroyed. Now let's say you had multiple other doors that you are wanting. Let's say you had 4 doors, okay? I've only got 3 here right now, but it's very easy to go and add more doors. All you do is you grab from line 23 to line 26, copy that, enter, and then paste in the new area there, or just paste in a duplicate and change it accordingly. Local door 4, change that to local door 4 there. change local door 3 to door 4, and obviously go and type in the name of whatever your fourth door is called. And then if the gate value is greater or equal than 4, then door 4 is going to be destroyed. Now that's how it basically works. Everything here needs to be, anything with a digit or a number needs to be 4 or whatever it is mentioned in that area. 1, 2, 3, 4, door 4, door 3, door 2, door 1. Hopefully you can kind of get the idea on how this script works here. And then basically here on line 35, it runs this function. So basically it goes local function check gate while true do, and then it waits the 1 second, it runs this, and then it does that all, and then it goes and runs it again. It's constantly running because it waits 1 second. It's just got that 1 second delay. It's basically constantly running every 1 second, making sure that the doors are destroyed if your gate value is greater or equal to 3 or 1, 2, 3, or 4. But for this tutorial, we don't have a door 4, so I'm just going to be deleting this, and we'll have our script just like that. And that's really it. That's all you got to do. So anyway, if we go close up our script here now, we go click on the X buttons. That is it. That is all we need to do to be able to create a functioning, working simulated door system. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go and now move all these buttons into each one of these walls, and then we can go and test it out all together. So what we can go do, I'm going to go and copy that, paste it in there. The only reason I'm not duplicating is then because these parts are going to be inside this wall still. That's why I'm copying and pasting it, not duplicating it. So I'm just going to go and put this one right there. Perfect. I'm going to then go and hold down on the parts. We've got our click part, we've got a part, and I'm going to put the parent as this wall right here. So this is door 2, and then the same thing here with the door 3. I'm going to copy that, paste into the door 3, move it down just like that. There is our button, and change the parent to door 3. And now each door should have their click part and a part. Same thing here, each door should have a click part and a part, and this door should have the click part and a part, just like that. So now let's go and test it out in our team test. So as you guys can see, we are now in the base plate, and already door 1 has disappeared. We've only got door 2 and door 3 remaining, simply because our gate value is already above 1 or equal to 1, so the door 1 is no longer there. Anyway, we've got our next door 2 here. We've got 200 coins. I didn't go and adjust the cost simply because it's not really necessary, but if you wanted, you can go and adjust the cost. I think you probably would, but I mean, you can easily just adjust that at the first line cost and change that to whatever you want, and then that will be in whatever your cost is. So they would need, for example, 1,000 coins to get through gate 2. So anyway, if I go click buy now, you're able to see my coins is now 0, and now I've been able to access door 2 and walk through the door 2, and nothing is left behind of door 2. Now let's say I try to go and buy door 3 with 0 currency. Not enough coins, you need 200 coins. Remember, you could adjust that in any of these scripts. But as you can see, we need to go and get 200 coins. So we go back here to our little money cube. We go and collect the coins here. We'll get 200 coins, easy as that. We walk back over here. Okay, now I've gone and sold something, for example, in your simulator. Walk back here. I now want to enter the desert world. I'm going to go purchase this, buy, and now I'm back to 0 coins. And now it has opened the door or gate has opened up, allowing me to access the next area. Now let's say I went and exited the game. I go and join back in now. After I've finished loading, I've just come back from a little bit of lunch. I'm wanting to join back in again and play the game. So now when we turn around, there should be no doors or no gates there, simply because that system would have already deleted them because my gate value is higher than all those doors, meaning I've already purchased all those doors. So if we go turn around, you're able to see there is no more doors inside of the server, and I'm able to access the desert world straight away. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go and test it out in a local server by the test and click on start to go and test out with multiple people inside of the server. So as you guys can see, I'm on player 1, and there is also player 2 over here. So you can see if I go with my player 2 account, and if I go and collect some currency, you'll be able to see it adds to my leader stats there. I go and collect it. But now let's say player 2, okay, I'm now moving on to the new world. All like player 2 can go do is click buy. And now you can see player 2 can walk through the door no problem, or there will simply is no door, no problem. But on player 1's account, it still looks like there is a door there, simply because they have obviously not gone and purchased it as of yet. meaning it is a client-sided script, basically meaning that even though player 2 has gone and purchased it, player 1 will not be able to access the area. Same thing if they go and leave the server and join back. Player 1 the player 2 who owns the door 1 already, the door will not be open simply because door 1 is already owned by player 2. Then the door is not going to be open when they join back in. Only to player 2 will it be, not player 1. Anyway, so now if I go see here, I'm on player 1's account now. I go collect 200. Obviously, you'd usually have little borders here to prevent people walking through. But let's say, for example, player 2 went and purchased this now. He goes and buys that. And now you're able to see he's able to walk through. But player 2 won't be able to walk through simply because he does not own this area as of yet. But player 1 can simply because he owns that area. But obviously, you will never have easy access to walk all the way to the end and purchase, and usually there would be different prices and there's obstacles in the way and borders and whatnot. But anyway, that kind of gives you a little bit of a better idea. And just like that, you've gone and created yourself working simulator doors. If you guys are a little bit lost and you're needing a little bit of assistance with this system, feel free to create a ticket in my Discord server and we can happily help you out. If you do have any questions or you want to give me some suggestions on what I could have maybe done better next time or maybe what I could improve on, please do let me know down in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. But anyway guys, I'm going to wrap up the video here. If you did enjoy, I'd appreciate if you do consider subscribing to the channel, turning on the notification bell, and also do consider liking the video. I'd really appreciate it. But anyway, have an amazing rest of your day and I'll see everyone in the next Roblox Studio video.